Hello, people of the interwebs. How are you? Today we're going to be talking about how to build energetic stamina, how to offer more, and when to offer more and when not to offer. Armand asked me this question the other day, and now it's coming in full on inspiration. I took a couple of notes because I want to share with you how to coil up your own engine first and how to prioritize it, but also how to then shine all of that out into the collective while being of service to others. Before we get into the details, you know what's coming. I'm Kosta for everybody who is new, and I'm here as an intuitive speaker and writer to share with you and to be of service in whichever way that can support you. Check out the description below if you're new to check out the blog about my journey so far. As well, if you get curious about working one-on-one with me, you can book that by clicking one of the links below. You can check out my channel, WEOLA book, and yeah, follow me on social media as well. Yeah, subscribe, click the like, and what else is left? There's one more thing. Comment. Yes, I love comments. I love when you engage with my material, even though that doesn't really stop me if there is not much going on for me to keep speaking, because I'm really being called to do it this summer. So, but I really always love to see where you guys are at, and if there is anything specific you want me to talk about, put it in the comments below. So, how to build energetic stamina, meaning first, in order to be of service to others, we need to be taken care of, which means your cup has to be full and, quite honestly, overflowing in order to be able to give to others. So let's say that you're at 90% of your energy. Well, you have some to share, right? But if you're dropping below 60, below 50, that's already a red flag. You better want to go and charge up your energy so your tank is full already, bursting. And when you feel like you're full and more energy is coming, that's the time for you to actually give and offer that to others. I'm going to get to the place of what does it really feel to keep offering. But before that, let's start with the place where obviously there is no asserting and the free will is the king, which means everyone is making their own choices. No matter how much you want to be of service to others, if they're not ready, blah, 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 you cannot assert. We all know that. However, everybody always wants to feel better. Everybody else is on a continuous way of evolution. So when you're interacting with others, you can support that by this energetic offering that I will be expanding on. So the sentiment is not you need to save them. You don't need to save them. You do not need to, but you can be of service, meaning you can show up for them in a place where they might not feel their own connection and their own receiving as much. But if you do and you're in their vicinity, it is going to prompt the same process within them. So step number one, obviously, selfishly, know how to put the boundary. So in order to keep your cup full, you cannot just be leaking all the time and giving something that you do not have. So putting the boundary around you, meaning having the boundary that's open when you're full and that closes when you're not, will allow you to go, to look within, to center yourself, to charge up yourself, and you gotta take care of you first. So selfishness first, you as a priority, and you have to be honest. For all of you open hearts out there that are learning how to put the boundary, both can be true at the same time. And also for all of you who have a clear boundary, you can also open your heart. And both can be true and both are true at the same time. So think about as this boundary around you being like a selective membrane that shines out your energy depending on how much you're flowing through in the moment. So if it's a lot is coming in and good for them. If it's not that much, well, then you look within and you take care of you. Okay? So selfishness, boundary, and honesty. Then the second part is once you get good at putting the boundary and knowing when you can give and when you can offer, because you know that you have it, then your bandwidth, meaning energy that comes through you and that's grounding through you, it's like the wire through that energy is coming through starts with this thick, and then it grows. So like you start with a dial-up connection internet back in the 90s, and you grow into like, I don't know, 50, 100, 200 mega something per second. You get the gist. So you're opening up and your bandwidth becomes more steady, which means that you get more dominantly more energy coming through you. And because you don't want to, no, you can close your container so much that what comes through stays with you. No, you should ever worry about keeping it for the rainy days. That means that when your as your bandwidth grows, so your offering to the others can grow more. So this second step I call this selflessness. So you're selfish to center yourself, and I always have visual of vertical about this. And then as your bandwidth is growing, it's kind of like your capacity, your container is growing. Then it wants to shoot horizontally in all directions, and to actually your light, your energy to leak into the collective. And this is what you can continue offering. So you build the bandwidth, you leak it into collective. And the best part about this is that there is no limit, because once you have your circuit working nicely, once you're not running away from your shit that comes up to the surface, but you sit with it and then you alchemize it and you transform it, then your circling of the energy is healing you. The circling of the energy is taking care of you naturally. And then you can be the shining light, but not only mind your own business and be the shining light in the world and you let them get whatever they're getting. No, you can be tuned in and give the energetic offering to this person that at that moment is looking for something. And whether you never make a word about it, whether you never say anything about it, or you do, or you're doing this kind of work, or it's just within you, you can offer it and you can direct it in that particular way. And then, of course, they're going to get out of it whatever they're ready to get out of it. Okay. Oh, that was a lot in a short period of time. Let me just sit with this for a second. There is an example I just had the other day. I was helping this one business and I was delivering something for them, and then like I was pissed because the day before they closed the door, and they, even though I was within the time frame, they didn't want to open the door because they didn't want to work the last 20 minutes of whatever that window that I had. And then the next day I came in and I came within the same window and they were still not opening up the door. And then I was like, I put the boundary and I said, no, you're going to show up. So I was ringing, and eventually the pissed off manager opens up the door, and he's like, you know, he knows he needs to do the job. He knows I'm within the time frame, but I also could see that he's not willing to do it. And it was the end of the week, and I just wanted this to be done. And so I did not have to change this person. I did not have to, his condition to change or his mood to change for me to be happy, right? But as I delivered it and went to check something out, I said to myself, but what is my preference? Do I have the curiosity? What's my preference? Would I want him to leave moody like this? Or would I want to leave and he gives me the reflection of more neutral, more relaxed? What would be my preference? Knowing I have no skin in the game, no survival attached to it, probably never going to see this person again. But what is my preference? And where am I in my energetic offering? And so I sat over there, I felt full, and then I offered. And I was like, oh, I'm ready to offer. Meaning I let my light, my energy to leak through the membrane of my boundary. And then the next thing that came to mind is tell him that this is like the first time you're doing something like this. So I share this with him, and momentarily he just relaxed. He said, "You still did great." That all of a sudden, this moodiness, this pittiness, this being pissed off, completely changed. Because I knew he didn't want to feel that way. I knew that I didn't have to save him, nor that it would not affect the rest of my day. But it was just a simple preference. Wouldn't it be nice for him to be like this? Yes, but it's not a must. I love that idea, but it's not a necessity. But do I want that? Do I want him to be relaxed as I'm leaving? Yeah, and can that happen? Yes. Oh, I'm curious if it's gonna happen. And then it turns into I'm curious when and how it's gonna happen. All of this that I'm telling you are now happening within the seconds. There's no limits to it. So there it is, mi vida, about the energetic offering, meaning when you build stamina, and take it easy, guys. It started, I remember I was just telling to a client on a session, it started with me doing this on a specific amount of the hours throughout the day, and then I would just live regular 3D life for the rest. But then I got curious about it. I wanted to embody more of it. I wanted to embody more of it. I wanted to embody more of it. And as I've been embodying more of that, the stamina has been kicking through the roof. And it's so dominant now. Sometimes it feels it's 24/7, even in my sleep state. So, anyways, I love this video, maybe the most so far. I love you guys. Thank you for being here. And yes, see you in the next one while I go to check out this fountain that seems to have never-ending stream of water making the beautiful picture in front of my very eyes. Love you. Ciao.